Thanks so much for being with us here on Green and Gold Live. Good morning to you. I'm Vince Vitrano along with Sportsmeister Delaney Bry here, who's going to take us through the Green Bay Packers' stunning victory there in the late hours of yesterday evening. Delaney, good to see you.
Good to see you. I was going to say, we've seen a lot of each other over the past week.
Both of us a little travel weary and work weary after an exciting week of golf up at Whistling Straits. Do you want to start with golf? No, I won't do that to you.
We can talk. Golf is
You're golfed
over.
out. I know
golf
you're done.
Is done, although I am very happy that we got to see Team USA get a win at Whistling Straits. Yeah. That was really, really awesome. I got to admit, over the Ryder Cup stuff, I haven't watched, attentively that many Ryder Cups, but I did know that the thing that was going around town was after day one when they were up, everybody was like, don't get too excited because they do this all the time. And I was just like, oh, isn't that such a Wisconsin thing to say? Like, don't get too excited.
There was a lot of that going around. Like, well, you never know when it was virtually impossible to lose, but there were nervous moments out there. We had an epic week up at Whistling Straits, and then this huge Wisconsin sports day where the Brewers also clinched the National League Central, and you were out there, and then the Packers go on and win in Sunday Night Football right here.
Yeah, luckily I didn't have to make the trip from American Family Field to Santa Clara. Thank God. It was on the table, but they were kind to me. They didn't make me do that. But yeah, watching the Brewers clinch was awesome. And then I got to admit, I didn't expect this outcome against the 49ers and the Packers.
Yeah.
I didn't. And I'll say that. I'll own it this whole week. I didn't think it was going to be a win. I thought it was going to be a close game. But when they had that final score, I was like, okay, 37 seconds left. This is what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
And honestly, the refereeing up to that point had been so terrible that even if I thought Aaron Rodgers was capable, which he was, of getting with field goal range for Crosby, I didn't think it was going to happen because I thought there was going to be a flag. I thought there was going to be something else called. I mean, it was just, you're human. You're humans out there, and humans make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. But it was just bad all around for Sunday Night Football. But I'm glad that the Packers sneaked it out. God bless Crosby and that 51-yarder. And Crosby, we trust. He got that field goal. Aaron Rodgers, of course. And Davante Adams, that really surprised me, too, because we did see him get a no-call, helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
He got hit really, really hard. That was part of the bad officiating. And for him to come right back out within minutes of being evaluated for a concussion or going into the blue tent, whatever he was evaluated for, I guess I can't say for sure because I wasn't there. That was my assumption, though.
You don't want to go in the tent.
No, you don't want to go in the tent. He came back out.
But the tent is better than the cart.
Yes.
You never want to be on the cart.
No,
right.
No, never on the cart. The tent's better, but.
Been queuing up the Green and Gold Live feed here on my phone so that I can take your questions. So we are set to go. If you have a question for Delaney or a comment about the ball game, go ahead and leave that in the comments section, and I will field those questions for us for the duration of this contest. But to further the conversation, let me get it going here with this. Should we as Packer fans, and I don't know where I fall.
I know it's coming.
Am I happy with the exciting finish? Or am I angry that it came down to that? And again, the defense blowing a late lead.
So I was also.
You tell me what I am.
I was also at the Wisconsin Notre Dame game. And when I saw that kickoff return, my heart dropped because I was having flashbacks. I was having deja vu. I was like, wait a second, where am I? And that really did swing the momentum for the 49ers. And that's where, there was that crazy thing where Trey Lance came in at the quarterback and he ran in for the touchdown and everything started to go together for the 49ers. And my heart dropped thinking, oh, here we go. This is when it happens. But Graham Mertz is not Aaron Rodgers.
Clearly not.
Clearly not.
Right.
And that's where, I as human make a mistake, and I doubted, and I shouldn't have doubted, and they were able to come back as a whole. Now, you know what? That O-line, I want to talk about the O-line for a second because as bad and as icky as the defense really, they've had their moments and then they've had, no one's ever satisfied with them. Let's put it that way. No one's ever satisfied with the defense. They do some good jobs here and there. They have flashes of brilliance. Of course, they're still working out without Zadarius Smith, and they were without Kevin King. I thought Chandon Sullivan did a great job in Kevin King's absence. I thought, hey, when he needed to make tackles, we saw his number being called. He was on the guy. I have no, I'm fine.
Right. Well, when I heard King was out, I assumed it was because he was terrible the week before, but it wasn't because he's sick. Well, again, I don't wish anything bad on people, but terrible,
right,
yeah. I mean, I would take that. I thought the unit played better defensively with him. I don't know if I'm ready to give up on him too early, but I certainly have as a fan given up on that position. So I was glad to see that they were able to adjust, and largely did. You know, it was a really good first half, but for the last moments in the first half. So you do have some positives to take away defensively. Offensively, it looks like the Packers are largely right after that first week where everyone was. And I think Aaron Rodgers was a little hard on the fans, well, all the trolls and get them off our back. I mean, come on, man, that was horrible.
But
they were worried.
It was embarrassing, especially knowing what they're capable of. And that's why I wanted to say I want to give some props to the O-line, because that was a little worrisome for me. You know, going into week 1, I was very confident because even though it was young, it was a young O-line. I had faith in guys like Elgton Jenkins. I had faith in guys that could get it done. And I also had faith that Aaron Rodgers would control that. You know, he's going to let them know. I mean, we saw it last night. There was a moment where the snap almost hit. I think it was Cobb in motion, and Rodgers let Myers have it. He was like, oh, you screwed that up. Yep. I'm going to let you know you screwed it up. But here, now let's work and move forward. But I thought the young O-line without Elgton Jenkins, who has an ankle injury, and I'm glad they're being careful with him, because he is such an asset. I mean, he and Billy Turner, I don't think fans realize exactly how versatile those two have been over the past couple of years. So did I want Elgton Jenkins out there against the 49ers? Absolutely. Am I glad they're being careful with him? Yes, because long term, we're playing the long game. He's going to be a key for whatever quarterback he's protecting in the future. Starting
to get some questions in. If you have a question for us, for Delaney, really, leave it in the comments section, and I will pass it along for you. Yeah, wondered this myself.
Does sarcastic comments.
Wondered this myself, having watched didn't quite make it to the end last night, but that last second field goal by Mason Crosby, 51 yards, was it? Yes,
51 yards.
Jeff wrote in and asked, was it almost blocked? Sure looked like it. They had a really nice rush from the outside, and I don't know who it was, but extended full length, and I'm like, ooh, that almost ended differently.
You know what? I got to be honest. I didn't notice that it was almost blocked until a couple of replays later, because I was so focused. We've got this big TV, and according to my husband, it's the greatest thing in the world. It's top quality, but my eyes are so bad that I am still staring at that field goal post, and I'm still staring in between to make sure that it went through. And it almost, to me, looked like it started to veer.
I thought it was out, right?
Yeah, it started to veer a little to the left, and I was like, my heart was like, no. But yeah, that's what I was paying more attention to, and that almost, it looked like the wind almost picked up just enough in California to take it that way, but luckily it didn't, and it was in. But you know what? When you're in those moments, I think everything's going to be close. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say, had it been blocked, that would have been great for the 49ers, that they would have been doing their job. I wouldn't have necessarily started tearing down, the O-line in that hat, because you're in, that's a very different situation. That's where it is do or die. Mm-hmm. A lot of people get mad when you're watching basketball and there's a do or die moment. You're down 2 points and somebody is too aggressive and they're like, why did they do that? They're lucky they didn't call for a foul. It's because it's that moment, and it's do or die. So that was, I expected both the defense and the offense to do their best, and Crosby to do his best and to kick that sucker in. Glad it wasn't 61, because apparently he said he wasn't confident enough to kick a 61 earlier in the day. But hey, 51 will take it.
Again, if you have a question for Delaney, go ahead and leave it in the comments section. You made a good point about Mason Crosby, how reliable he is, not just for the game winner, but he also had another long one earlier in the game as well. I mean, the guy is a really important part of the Packers' scoring ability. There were a few years ago, and I can't remember if you were up here then, but when Mason struggled. I can't
remember if I was up here either.
I can't remember which year it was, Delaney, and I can't remember if you were with us at that point following the Packers, but Mason Crosby had a terrible year. It was middle part of the year, and he was missing chip shots, and it was like one of those things, if you're a golfer, they call it the yips, whatever it was like, he was out. And Mike McCarthy stuck with him. Absolutely no one in Packer Nation would have blamed him if he said, that's it, you're out of here.
Which is what Jerry Jones should have done with Dan Bailey. Right. But that's another state. Well,
but Mike McCarthy stuck with him. He got it right and then has been amazing ever since. And that's a gift, regardless of what you think of Coach McCarthy and his tenure here, a gift that he gave to this Packers team that is still paying dividends.
And I wanted to look through my notes because I actually wrote it down. That field goal, 26 straight for Mr. Crosby. That was number 26. So, and it was a win.
This question is from Tom, and he wants to know if you have thoughts on 4th down and not bringing in Dillon. I don't know if he's talking about the fourth down play, the fourth down goal line play, or near the goal line anyway, in the red zone. Interesting decision to go for it as well instead of take the 3 points and get up.
Well, Vinny, we all know why they did that. We all know why they did that. They're going to keep going for fourth down for the rest of our lives.
Well, I mean, it's very exciting, but like once in a while, you're like, sometimes it's the right call.
You need the points. You take the points.
Right, I guess. And we all as fans, it's the right call if they go for, or if they make it.
And they get a touchdown.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. And it's the wrong call if they don't. So, you know, you can't possibly win as a head coach in that scenario. Personally, though, I'm sitting at home going, man, take the points, because we had a nice lead at that point.
And that's where you get mixed, because you're like, okay, well, if you are going to go for it, or you are going to practice that situation to know that you can have confidence to do it when it counts. Do you do it when you have a bunch of points, or do you do it when you're getting your butt kicked? You know, that's a big opinion. So I think in that situation, because it is so early in the season and because they are 1-1, I was with you. I say take the points, make sure you get the victory, because yes, there's a lot of season left for you to come back and to make things happen, but there's also a lot of season left to where it could come down to that week 3 game.
Yeah, particularly against an NFC opponent and playoff seeding and all of that stuff. I mean, it's so early to start talking about that, but
and if you take the points, are you that nervous? And that could have affected how the 49ers had 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
And they chose to run that clock down. Obviously, didn't choose to run it down fast enough, but that could have changed the whole outcome of how they played that final drive.
Delaney Bry, Vince Vitrano here on Green and Gold Live, taking your questions. If you have one, leave it in the comments section. Matt LaFleur is an aggressive play caller. Certainly had a good game in that regard. You were talking about the one play where the snap almost hit Randall Cobb as he was running through. But one of the things that we're seeing as we get as fans more into this offense is there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of movement. I think of the touchdown to Davante Adams, that first, I can't remember if it was the first touchdown or not, but where he's coming in and then he's in motion here and then he's in motion there and then it looks like a run to the right and then everybody's going that way and there's dude all by himself. I mean, it's a really complex offense, but there are so many things to catch the eye of the defense. That seems to be the way the entire league is going.
Absolutely. I mean, that's Kyle Shanahan.
Right.
That's the Shanahan. We pick from the Shanahan tree. That's what everybody was talking about when Matt got the job. He's from that tree. Let's pick the apple. Let's hope it gets great. So, I mean but I think you have to do that because I think we've gotten to a point where corners, safeties, first of all, linebackers, big guys who are 250 but can still run, a 7.6 or they'll rush you, and that's a wall coming at you just because of how we've transitioned in athletes and taking care of our bodies and what is the perfect athlete. Usually the O-line or the defensive line, those guys in the trenches, the perfect athlete was someone who was 400 pounds but could barely
get as
step
big
left.
as you can.
Yeah, barely step left or right. But now that's all changed. So I think you have to try to trick up those guys because now they've just gotten so fast and they've gotten so good at pinpointing what is the norm, what is the everyday. And you see that in college football. I mean, leagues are not known by the players. Leagues are known by, Big 12, they don't play defense. They just score. Big 10, they play defense, but they don't score unless they throw pick sixes. I'm sorry, Wisconsin.
Wow.
It's been a long day.
That was rough. Let me see. This is from Jeff again. Just a comment. Great to see Packers finally winning a game out here in California for all us Packer fans out here. There were quite a lot of cheers. It sounded like when the Packers kick a game-winning field goal in their house. It had been so long since they had fans back inside that stadium. The last time they were there was in 2019 when we lost in the NFC Championship to them. But it did seem like the Packers brought a fan contingent with them, or at least had some transplants out that way.
I was going to say a lot of transplants out that way that live in California because we experienced that when we went for the NFC Championship in 2019. And let me tell you, they have the Packers tailgating, go away parties or on the road parties, and those fans show up. There's Packers fans everywhere. There really, really is. But then you do have those people who become Packer fans because of Rodgers, because of Davante Adams, because the guys who played high school in California now play for the Packers. So it's very fun to see all those fans out there, and they do travel well no matter where they play.
Any questions for Delaney? Go ahead and leave them in the comments section here on Facebook Live. Good to see you and have you with us this morning celebrating a Packers win. All right, let's look ahead. Packers have the Steelers coming up. We're back at home. It almost feels like a short week probably for the team because they get back so late, and then your Monday typically in a typical week, Delaney, they're back at the stadium, right? And then
Yeah,
Tuesday is
they're
their off
chilling.
day, so
Yeah.
they do their rehabbing muscles and all that other stuff, and then they get down to it Wednesday, start installing the game plan.
Well, and not only that, but they just played Monday Night Football. They were already on the. They've already
Right.
been on the short week pretty much the whole
Right,
season. So that I think that's definitely going to be interesting. But thankfully they are home. So thankfully it is a home game. So they're sleeping in their own beds. They're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And then they'll bring in the Steelers. That's going to be an interesting game. I'm willing to say that the Packers win, but there's another thing that it's interesting from that game, and somebody asked about Dillon,
Yeah.
about not putting in Dillon. We may see more of A.J. Dillon. Aaron Jones just didn't look right last night. It looked like he was dealing with something within his leg, whether that was a calf or a hamstring. If you were just noticing the way he was going in and out. So that's something to keep an eye on. I'm hoping it's just something to where, sometimes you wake up and those legs aren't moving the way
And it
they
ain't
should.
right.
And it ain't right. And I'm hoping it was just something like that. And he woke up this morning and he's feeling great and he gets back into it. I'm hoping it was just something like that. But he didn't look 100%. And you know what? I don't blame him because he scored 4 touchdowns on Monday night. So you know what? You give the guy a break. That'll be interesting to look at as far as injuries and throughout the week. Also, if we get Elgton Jenkins back, hopefully we do. Hopefully, I guess it depends on who you are, whether you're hopeful you get King back just so you can have bodies because they are getting pretty thin.
I'll take bodies,
Yeah,
right,
they
but
are
I don't
getting
need him
pretty
starting
thin in
ever
that
again.
secondary. Barnes ended up not coming back. He was, in fact, concussion protocol, so he didn't come back either. I know Sullivan went down too, but I think he came back. So it's bumps and bruises because you have been kind of playing that short week the whole season, the way the schedule has gone around. So I'm hoping that they get some time to heal those bruises. You play the Steelers on Sunday, and again, you start to get that full week of rest moving forward. But I'm willing to say that because they're at home, because we saw what they did last time they were at home, even though it was the Detroit Lions, I'm saying by 7. I say they win by a touchdown there.
I'd enjoy that. All
Yeah,
right.
not 2 or 3 point. No. Or
Well,
1
hopefully
point.
next week we're talking about the same thing. Delaney, thank you for your time. Thank you for your questions today. This has been Green and Gold Live from TMJ4, and we'll see you again next week.